Alderman said, we've been building over the last 4 years. But this one right here on Augusta Boulevard, it is where we're headed, all over the city. Look at this map behind me that shows the next 150 miles where we'd like to go. Building on the last 100 miles that we just built over the last few years, you can see the future of Chicago, one that is safer, one that's easier to move around in, one that gets you from where you are to those meaningful destinations in your life. So I especially want to thank Alderman Laspada. He's not only the Alderman of the First Ward, he's also chairman of the Pedestrian and Traffic Safety Committee, and he really is one of the best advocates you'll have across the entire city for this kind of work. And I also want to thank Amy Reinell, who's here with us from the Active Transportation Alliance, who've been great partners with us along the way, helping us to connect the dots between where we are today and where the city is moving forward to. So, the project in front of us, the street we're on right now, Augusta Boulevard, is now a safer corridor to travel for everyone, for cyclists, for pedestrians, for people in their vehicles. It all together combined makes for a safer route for people across Chicago. So there are a lot of safety and mobility improvements that we have here. You have a safer and better designed set of intersections. So you see the rapid delivery bump outs, those are those pieces that shorten the distance to cross. That is better for pedestrians, that is easier for visibility for vehicles that are moving along the street. Making cars take wider turns, all of that is about safety. It's dialed to also lower the speed of vehicles as they're moving through the crosswalk. But reducing speeds, that is a critical piece of this kind of work. There are a lot of things that we can do together to reduce speeds in the city, and it has an exponential benefit for safety. Now, there are some things we don't control as much, like the design of vehicles that are bigger than ever, right? If you look at the grille of your average car these days, it's almost up to your armpits in terms of size. It used to be that cars were lower, but now if you get into a collision as a pedestrian with a vehicle, you're more likely to be injured in a catastrophic way than ever before. But what we can do, what we can work on is design, and that's something that we've been able to do with our Complete Streets integration of design to all of our projects, and this is really a great example of it. But we not only are designing for lower speeds, here we're lowering the speed limit, and that is something that we should continue to talk about in the city of Chicago. So it's a much more appropriate speed where we have schools and we have children and families and residents and folks that need a little more time crossing the street. So now it's 20 miles per hour. Driver speed is one of the leading factors in the severity of crashes. Every mile per hour counts, every single one. So a person hit by a vehicle that is traveling at 35 miles per hour is 5 times more likely to die than a person traveling at 20 miles per hour. 5 times more likely. It's a simple thing that we can all do, just drive a little slower. So this project already has safety benefits. We're actually out here measuring now the influence of this project on lowering speeds. And our initial data collection is already showing a 35% decrease in people driving over 30 miles an hour. And the number of people driving below 20 miles per hour has increased by 29%. It's so astounding, it actually knocked over that board. All right, so these are really important statistics. So know that in addition to building these, we're also measuring these, we're also looking at how we can replicate this across the city. Protected bike lanes, right? That is the thing that you're looking at here. We've upgraded what was a buffered bike lane to concrete protected bike lane. We also have the car as a barrier. That's a really important way that we can make room where people do have the need to park, but we also need to have protections for bike lanes. The street is better organized. Clearly defined space for all of the modes, and it makes biking inviting, accessible, and possible. And as you heard from the Alderman, we're thinking about the whole network, and this one corridor is very important to the larger network. You heard all the way from Western to Milwaukee, and it includes right here where we're standing, Wells Senior High School. Right? We have a lot of kids, a lot of young people, a lot of activity happening around this. You have the elementary school down the street. You have Christopher Columbus School, Rome Middle School. Now parents can ride their bike with their kid in tow to school. That is a quality of life improvement that everyone ought to have in every neighborhood in this city. And I have the microphone, so I'll keep talking for a minute here. But the cycling strategy overall, I mentioned the board behind me that we have issued. Here is the call to action. We've identified the next 150 miles. We've identified all of the gaps in the network, all the impedance factors that are either physical barriers to making a continuous network to the ones where we need to sit and listen to the communities deeply and understand what the challenges are to connecting that network and also to making sure that it's optimized for folks to get from where they are So you're going to see 150 more miles over the next couple of years, including those important citywide connections. And there are many projects across the city underway. We have Milwaukee Avenue that we're connecting to, one of Chicago's most popular bike routes. We're continuing to make improvements on that corridor. You'll see concrete protection from North to Campbell coming up this year. And then last year, you saw more protected bike lanes between Division and Elston. It's continuing, it's not stopping. We have a transformative project on Belmont, and this is the integration of so many tools. I'm particularly thinking about using bus boarding islands, and we have these curb bump outs. All of these things, we are making the roadway both more efficient and safe at the same time. And we're continuing to build a connected neighborhood bike network, right? Sitting with communities to understanding how this could be part of their lives and everyday traveling. So we're working in neighborhoods like Little Village in South Lawndale, Brighton Park, Gage Park, McKinley Park. None of this happens without the team. The team. And that's folks like ATA and others who are our partners and help motivate communities to get engaged. But for me, particularly the team here at CDOT. I'm Managing Deputy Commissioner Vic Krishnamurthy, a visionary, and also knows how to put a shovel in the ground. Complete Streets Director Dave Smith, also on that hill. Planning Manager Brad Huff, who we recently welcomed full-time as a CDOT employee. They're making changes all across the city. Design Manager Kurt Facknitz, who we stole from some other city, some other place, and is not only helping us either, but is a national leader across cities across the United States in how to build a great bike network. Senior Engineer Gina Showers, and then the whole Complete Streets team. Thank you to Alan Young, our Construction Manager from Finish and the Beginning Construction team. So, as you know, I am passing the baton this week. It's the end of just an incredible, wonderful run. This was, I think, one of the most important things that we could do. And what you can do in this business is you can set a trajectory, try to move that rock up a mountain, and hope you can get it over the other side. And there are more mountains to climb and rocks to push, but we made real headway here in the last couple of years, and it's just exciting to me to watch it unfold for the next few years to come. So thank you so much, and at this time I'd like to introduce Amy Reinell, our partner from Active Transportation Lines.